Technology can be so confusing as a dental practice owner. And I have two friends, our amazing sponsor here, to help us be less confused and how we can use technology to our advantage to do the three things Dental Nacho stands for: how to increase success, decrease stress, and most of all, reduce the number of times we feel like crying inside a day. So I'm going to let my special guests introduce themselves. I will go with the younger and bearded special guest on here. You can go first. Introduce yourself, who you are, what do you do to help dentists?
Hi, guys. My name is Dr. Lior Tamir. I'm the founder and CEO of the Dental App. I essentially build software. The Dental App is practice management software. And what's unique about it is that it's a cloud-based solution, and we've consolidated the entire kind of set of softwares that you typically would have to buy. So a system to text message your patient and remind them to come to their appointment, or if they're overdue. Reporting to kind of give you an idea of which patients need treatment. So we've taken all the different components that you need, we've consolidated, we've made it super easy to use and affordable.
That's awesome. And you yourself are a dental practice owner, so you know the pain and stress of doing all of these things inside of our dental circus. I mean, dental practice, I mean, dental circus, where the animals are not trying to eat us, just slowly annoy us to death, Dr. So I will go to our more senior guest, my good friend, founder of Dentistry in General. Tell us who you are, just in case someone doesn't know what you do in this dental space. We're proud to sponsor your group with Dentist Job Connect, but tell us about yourself.
Hi, guys. Hi, Paul. Hi, Lior. I'm Bob D. I am the founder of Dentistry in General platform. I am the self-proclaimed cloud expert. And I have tested and tried almost and demoed almost every cloud solution. There are only 5 that I personally would consider for my dental practice, and the Dental App is one of them. And I'm here to just kind of explain the technology rather than pushing one software or another.
I love that. It's an educational platform. I'd like to point out at this time to both of you, the 49ers have not won a Super Bowl since Facebook has been invented. Okay, so when you talk about technology, they are pre-Facebook Super Bowl winners. So let's get into the discussion of cloud versus no cloud, right? So cloud versus no cloud. There's all these popular phrases in dentistry, and I just pretend to know what they mean, and I really don't know. So just talk to me. I'll start with you, Bob. Cloud versus no cloud. I own 2 practices. Our servers are in the office. We are a no cloud office. So take it from there.
So the first thing I want to say is that you don't have to take notes. I have written all of this in Dental Nachos and in my group.
Awesome.
If you just search for comprehensive cloud post, you'll see all of this. But the most important thing you have to understand is that you have a set of data that it's your patient information, your finances, and that can sit in 2 different places, either in your office, or you take that data and put it on somebody else's server, be it Amazon, AT&T, anybody else, IBM, and you access the data through the internet rather than accessing it through your cables connecting to that.
What are the main advantages of that? I want to ask the something, but Bob, what are the main advantages you see in using cloud?
Number one advantage is, Paul, you and I know almost all dentists are frugal, right? And we don't want to spend money on securing our data. The number one advantage is security. And a lot of people may say the number one advantage is not buying computers, but security. And Lior knows that before he became one of the ones that I recommend, I actually talked to his CTO, because Lior said, just talk to him. They are using the latest of the latest when it comes to security. So that's number one.
I like that. Well, Bob is into security. If he had a boat, he would name it 2-factor authentication. He actually would like 3-factor authentication. He's going to invent that, Lior. Now,
but also the advantage is convenience. It costs actually less, and also the constant upgrade of computers and software.
I like it. I'm in that convenience, cost, and security. Now, Dr. Lior, you're a practice owner just like me, and I will share this authentically. Our dental practices were late to the game using digital x-rays, mainly because of my amazing dad. I worked with him in 2016, sadly passed away then, but he was resistant to us using digital x-rays, okay? I wish I jumped into digital x-rays earlier, but to switch from 2D x-ray, to plain x-rays, film, to digital x-rays, it's a transition, right? I can't pretend it was all perfect. If someone's going, because you were no cloud and you have an office and you went to cloud, tell us something they should expect, a challenge, a difficulty, just from cloud to no cloud. What did you experience? The good parts and the challenging parts?
Fantastic. I think that's a great question, and it comes up a lot. And I think at least in the dental app and most companies, we've built out essentially data synchronizers. So a way to take your information from your current server and translate that into a new software, right? I think the reality is, though, there's always going to be minor hiccups or challenges that come up with that, because you're trying to convert data written for one software and make it applicable to a completely new software. So there's different offices that use features differently, and so if you go into it with a mind frame of, hey, we're gonna get through the hump. It usually takes a little bit of time to get used to a new software. As long as you're going into it with that mindset, most of the companies that I've heard of, including the dental app, are extremely accommodating. We bend over backwards to try to get your.
Would you maybe would you? I mean, if these questions are not smart, it's just would you block out 3 days with your team and go over it? Would you take a week off from your office? Would you train them over a weekend? Like you're saying, we are used to using everything in our office, and then we're going to go to the cloud. How would you process that with your team?
Yeah, so I'll give you an example of how the dental app does it, right? So what we do is we first get a database export, and we will import it into the dental app in a new practice. And we'll actually go through a data validation process. So we hop on a call, and we pull up something on Open Dental or Dentrix or whatever system you're using, to say, okay, on this day and this time, what patient did you see and what procedure did you do? And we see if we mapped it out correctly to the data that was imported into the dental app. So we actually do a lot of the legwork before you actually have to convert. In the meantime, we do all the training, and then we go live and provide continuous support. So the offices that we onboard, we don't really require them to take time off or close their office for 3 days.
And my assumption in doing this and being in this space is, even if this is dentists don't want to go back to the other way, right? They don't want to go back to the previous way. Just like I don't want to go back to film x-rays. I don't want to go back to not having a CBCT. So even though it's a transition. Now, the next question I want to ask both of you, and let's keep it evergreen, is, when I was a new practice owner in 2005, we called people on the phone and said, hey, you're overdue for your 6-month checkup. We would have a team member make 42 reminder calls for people to come into their office. They never forget their dinner at the fancy restaurant. No one ever forgets those dinners, but they forget their dental appointments. But then all this technology has helped us improve the patient experience, both make them healthier and show up when they're supposed to show up. So Bob, Lior, you could take, what does the dental app do to help with these missing out on treatment that's been planned, reminding people to coming in for their hygiene visits? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I think, first of all, the perspective that I have as being a dental practice owner is I've had to solve for a lot of those problems. Like, how do I keep track of patients that have treatment that didn't come in and do it? So the dental app has dashboards built out. So you're not just getting your ability to have a patient chart, but you have two-way text messaging, emailing. We integrate with Mango so it logs your phones, but you have a dashboard with the most important insights, right? So kind of an analytics dashboard, but it shows you the most important insights, like how many new patients are you getting? How are those patients affecting your overall production? What are the top treatments you're doing? But then we have dashboards that show you, for example, these are the patients that have outstanding treatment, and you can message them directly there. So you're not really pulling a list from a report and then going in and text messaging them and then updating notes in your Open Dental or Dentrix. You kind of have a dedicated place. You log in, you could see who's outstanding and message them directly there.
Like that. Bob, what are your thoughts, or what do you want to add?
First of all, I want to tell you that I help a lot of, for free. I help a lot of offices.
Dentists like that. It's your favorite price. They prefer you to pay them, but
And they can always contact me too. I help them. I help a lot of offices with understanding the expectations. Any software change is going to be a little difficult on you and on the staff. But Paul, you sometimes post this in the Dental Nachos. Give me one thing that you've done that's great and stuff. And I have to tell you, right below buying my own condos and building my office in there to own the real estate, the second most important thing that I've done in my business career is switching from what I call Dentrix Lite, a server based into a cloud. And I did this in 2015. So it's 9 years.
Yeah.
And to this day, it is the most important business decision a dentist can do, because you take care of so many pain points. And after the initial 3 months, I guarantee you realize it's the best thing you've ever done.
I love that. I mean, that's my favorite things to ask people in life in general, but I tell dental students and new practice owners, ask somebody who's been doing it what they wish they did sooner. And, authentically, I wish I looked at my practice numbers sooner. I was always someone who invested in team training, but I ignored some of the PPO adjustments. I ignored some of the overhead. And authentically, I wish I looked at it sooner. You're saying, Bob, that, doing these things sooner, especially as a practice owner that's super overwhelmed when you take over a practice. Now, as we kind of start to wrap up, Lior, I want to ask this. So there's so many awesome things in dentistry. It's an embarrassment of riches for how you can make your practice better. If you go to any in-person event, like Bob D's awesome event next month, even if you go to what I will call a classic, I won't say boring, I'll call it classic trade show, you walk around. I mean, I spoke at the ODA, and these things I always learn something new. I go, I didn't even know this was invented, right? When you go to these things. So it's overwhelming for someone watching us right now saying, I want to do cloud. I'd like to find out about the dental app. Just tell me about how they go from just find out to momentum. Do they do a demo with your team? Just like I know someone on this call, they needed some help signing up for our Job Connect program. That was Bob. So dentists need help. They need to be guided. And I understand why it's overwhelming. What is the step where they go from this sounds good to let me find out the next step?
Just go on our website, sign up for a demo. It'll take 30 seconds.
And my grandmother always said I was special, Lior. Do they get any special pricing for being a Dental Nachos member?
Yes. So we have promotional pricing. We are charging $399 a month for a system that replaces your practice management, your communication, and your analytics tool. So you're really consolidating 3 really critical parts of the technology that you need to operate your business successfully into one streamlined solution at a really affordable cost.
Awesome.
I want to jump in.
Go ahead, Jordan.
I want to jump in. This is really important for people to understand that this is $1,000 piece of software he's selling for $399. I want people to understand that because this is more affordable than other solutions out there, it's not because of some feature that's missing. This is because of Dental Nachos. He is doing promotional things for these communities that we have. And it's a very complete solution, or I would not be endorsing it like the other 4 that I consider people should be demoing anyways.
Well, I like it as the Bob D stamp of approval.
Totally. And listen, what we're really trying to do is change the game, change the expectations. As dentists, we're so overwhelmed with the amount of systems we got to buy, subscriptions we got to pay for. We're really trying to give a big win to offices by offering this super easy to use, comprehensive solution at an affordable price. And we're locking you in.
I love this. Both you guys are awesome. I know I'm going to see you guys coming up. But if people want to find out more, they can go to dentalnachos.com and reach out to us. They can text APP to 215-543-6454. And as I wrap up, I just want to say one thing. Go Eagles. See you guys later.
Bye. Thank you.